What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence, the Truth versus the Pac-Man. This is the official prediction of this fight. We know these guys will be facing each other very soon. The legend versus the beginning rising star. Welterweight unification classification. Okay. This is a breakdown between Manny and Errol. Okay. We have Manny coming in at 42 years of age as opposed to Errol Spence, 31. 71 fights for Manny Pacquiao, 27 for Errol the True Spence, winning 62 of them. Errol never losing and winning all 27. 7 losses, no losses. 7 losses for Pacquiao, no losses for Errol. 2 draws by Manny, no draws for Errol. 39 knockouts for Manny and 21 for Errol the True Spence. Southpaws both 5'6" for Manny Pacquiao, 5'9" for Errol Spence. You know, so he has the height difference. Also 67 inches height difference. Reach for Manny Pacquiao, which is 72-inch reach for Errol the True Spence. And of course, Manny is from the Philippines and Errol Spence is from Texas. Okay. Now, how do I view this fight? First off, I think that Manny Pacquiao, based on what I saw from Manny Pacquiao, and I wanted to take the time, I think that he has slowed down. I think he's slowed down. I think he's not the speed puncher that he used to be. Does he still have good combination? Yes. Does he still have good power? Always. But is he still giftedly athletic like he used to be? To a certain degree, but only on an older person's schedule or panel, okay? Because there is no way that Manny Pacquiao has the upper hand on that. Is he quicker than Errol? I believe he is. But Errol is not about using speed. It's about using timing. He's an aggressive timing fighter, okay? And the good side to this fight is Manny has a chance to do some good damage to some crazy damage. Based on the minute we saw of sparring, Errol Spence was grinding it out, but so was the sparring partner. Say that could be a good and bad thing. See, Errol Spence was getting the pound of flesh from the sparring partner. That's if the sparring partner could hit heavier than Manny. I think Manny can. I think that guy was thumping Errol, but Errol was taking that like it wasn't nothing, right? But I think if he's fighting like that, he's going to make it an interesting fight, okay? Guys like Mikey Garcia can go 12 rounds. You know, I'm thinking Manny maybe at the age of 42 can do the same. You know, but of course, those are two different fighters, two different stances, and everything else. And I think there will be times in this fight where Manny Pacquiao will show you why he's Manny Pacquiao. But I think also Errol the True Spence will come on later. Okay, he will do what he did with Kell Brook. Hopefully, minus not crushing the eye socket of Manny Pacquiao, but getting the best of him. And he's going to do that because I believe Manny's footwork is better. Not to underestimate Errol's, because Errol has some good footwork. He just makes it look easy. He doesn't, he doesn't waste steps. Okay, he comes in and out very well. Is he better than Manny? Hell no. A lot of people not. You know, he has tree stomps for calf muscles, and those calf muscles can put him in and out and anywhere he needs to be in that ring. So he will use his size. And I think there will have to be an adjustment for Errol if Manny starts teeing off on him. Because what we witnessed in that sparring session, that little brief one that was snatched off the internet about Errol Spence taking punches, he can take punches. If he can take punches from a sparring partner, he will take punches from Manny Pacquiao. But the sparring partner was throwing 1, 2, 3, 4. Manny Pacquiao will be doing that, especially if Errol tries to walk in like he's done with his other fighters. Okay, you just can't do that with Manny, because Manny will be setting you up with boop, 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 boop. You know, another thing though, stamina belongs to Errol. See, Errol can keep coming. And if Manny don't hit him with something that he respects, he's going to keep coming. He's going to keep chopping to the body like a young Terry Norris. And that will slow Manny down, and I think that will happen. If he doesn't hurt Manny to the head with a headshot, it's best for him to resort to the body and start breaking that down to slow down Manny Pacquiao. Okay? Because if Manny gets into a groove and you don't knock him out, you're going to need to knock him out if you want this fight not to be controversial or go to the rulings. You know, but if it go, let me leave you with, let me throw this out there. If this fight goes to the scorecards and it looks like maybe a 7-5 type fight, or people think Manny did enough to win, then we will see if the politics are a part of this particular fight. So if Manny don't get it and it's close, that means, okay, Manny, get out of here. Don't try to fight Errol Spence again. Don't try to put yourself in that. And now this time you're 43. Get out of the sport that I love, that I hate so much. It's time for you to go. That was your exit. Errol Spence should have, could have, would have done more, but he didn't. You made a good account of yourself. You made a moral victory. For that reason, if it is like a split decision loss and a lot of people think, oh man, I think Manny won, Manny, get the hell out of the sport, because the sport no longer values you anymore. Okay, and he's been in situations like this before with Jeff Horn and Timothy Bradley in their first fight. Okay, so he's been in the politics when it came to, I think I won the fight. You know what I mean? So I think at the end of the day, I think that that fight, we'll see how political that fight is. Okay, because I just can't see a guy with 7 losses over, you know, having a close decision with the unified welterweight champion that's undefeated. That's PBC's finest guy around town right now. Okay, I just don't see it. But other than that, my prediction, it will probably be knockout to the body by Errol Spence. Why? Because Manny Pacquiao's been knocked out before. You guys forget, I think his second knockout, he was hit to the body. You know, and I think that's something that Errol needs to focus on, especially when Manny's trying to circle out. Understand, though, the weird thing about this, what makes it so unique, these are 2 southpaws. The last time I really seen 2 good southpaws was Austin Trout taking on Erislandy Lara. Even though people booed that fight, it was a pretty good fight. Now these guys are 2 aggressive southpaws. So it's going to be one hell of a fight. Now, what Manny shouldn't do is allow Errol Spence to throw and plant those right hooks and left uppercuts to the body. That's what he can't do. If he does that, he's yeah. Because pretty soon what Errol's going to do, he's going to stop going to the body and start coming upstairs with uppercuts. You know what I'm saying? So those hard punches are going to eventually, when he slows down Manny enough, start coming upstairs with those punches. Bah, 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 bah. You know, with straight left uppercuts, things like that. You know, right hooks is going to be a tool and a weapon for both guys. You know, but it is interesting to see, first of all, how these guys take each other's punch. Does Manny still have punching power like that? Does he have that lightning fast punching power where he knocked Keith Thurman down and Keith Thurman was like, oh, what was that? Does he still have that after 2 plus years? Okay, so there's a lot of questions you're going to have to ask yourself. But if you had to put money on someone, if you want to go with your heart, go with Manny. If you wanted to go with your brain, go with Errol Spence, because he is the undefeated fighter. He is the guy that the torch has been legitimately handed to for the opportunity of holding that torch. But if I had to guess, I think Errol Spence gets problematic around 8 or 9. And Manny will, if he can deal with the hand speed of Manny, mind you. Because if he can't deal with it, he's going to be problematic all night. He's going to need a knockout, and strange things are going to start happening. You know what I mean? But if not, Errol Spence will turn up if he needs to, like he did with Kell Brook. and start really putting punches together on Manny Pacquiao. But if Manny Pacquiao makes it a firefight and Errol can't handle that type of punching power from Manny with the speed versus the power, he can upset Errol the True Spence. So I want to make that known, because Errol ain't been in there with a person like Manny, but who is this Manny? Okay? This ain't the Manny of 2019 as far as we know. So, because he hasn't fought in 2 years. So, Errol has recently fought, last year, he fought Danny Garcia. So, I mean, it ain't like he's just rusty. Like Errol would say, man, I'm a little rusty. He's not like that. So, I would give Errol Spence, if he can handle Manny Pacquiao at this stage in his career, with the speed and the punching power, a TKO in round 8 or 9. But if it goes to the scorecards, Errol Spence has it. I don't give a shit how the scorecards look, because they're going to look retarded regardless of who they want to favor win. But that's my counterpunch on Errol the True Spence versus Manny Pacquiao. You guys tell me what you think about this prediction. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.